users would go to that site, you could noticeably see the delay as everything took time to load. And because of all the work to simplify everything and strip it all back, the site just felt as though it loaded instantly.
Hi, I'm Monica Carvata with Velocitize Talks. I'm here today with James Bavington, CTO of UK-based StrategiQ, an award-winning agency that specializes in strategy-forward digital work, helping brands achieve all their goals across digital channels. Really excited to have this conversation with you today, James.
No, my pleasure. Very much looking forward to it.
Yeah, beautiful. So maybe you could just help us get to know StrategiQ a little bit and, what's unique about you all and what you have to offer.
Yeah, of course. So as you said, Monica, we're based in the UK. We're 50-something people. We're sort of based centrally throughout the UK, London, Midlands, East Coast, and celebrated our 10th birthday this year, which
Congrats.
makes me feel old. Thanks very much. It's been an incredible journey, but we as an agency, we're very much strategy first. A lot of agencies profess to be that, but we genuinely like to get to the root of our clients' businesses, their objectives, what they're trying to do. So therefore, rather than waiting to be told what to do, we can be involved in that process and that strategy development with them. We're full service, so WordPress development is a huge part of our lineup, but we also complement that with video, brand, and marketing services like paid search, SEO, and so forth. So yeah, it's exciting.
It is exciting. I know you've seen a lot. You've worked with small brands, enterprise brands, full range on WordPress. Maybe, just give some color to what you're seeing, how you've seen WordPress grow.
Yeah, I mean, I've been working with WordPress personally for over 10 years. I was a fairly early adopter, and it was that accessible open source CMS that I think makes it the world's best CMS today. Fundamentally, we've got small clients in our agency who they're very humble. They're local businesses. They have the ability with WordPress to make adjustments. Whether it's editing menus for their restaurant or changing opening times around Christmas. WordPress gives them a platform to do really simple things that historically could be unavailable to them and to their teams. And moving forward, yes, WordPress was designed to be a blogging platform, but it has evolved into so much more. So for us, we're seeing a whole spectrum of clients from small businesses that we work with right the way up to large enterprise businesses leveraging that platform because it is a content-first, accessible platform. It's not all about having to be able to write code to make a page work a certain way. If you utilize WordPress in the right way, content editors can really produce anything from changing small things on the website to creating new pages, creating great looking content, but even setting out and launching campaigns without fear of breaking anything. So
I think it'd be great just to talk about kind of WooCommerce trends, e-commerce trends in general, and what you're seeing.
WooCommerce for me is it's a great platform. It's a bit of a Goldilocks solution for certain clients if they're looking for the flexibility and the simplicity that WooCommerce can bring. It can be fantastic. There were a lot of other platforms out there, and there still are, that people can choose. But what we see in the kind of e-commerce, particularly the WooCommerce space, is really clients trying to make sure that they're getting the most out of the traffic they're getting. It's been quite a tough year this year for a lot of brands and businesses and families globally, right? With with the economic crisis, and we're seeing that in all of our clients and people that I'm discussing in the industry. People are reluctant to part with their hard-earned cash at the moment with online shopping. So for us, what we're doing with our clients in the e-commerce space is there's a few things. We're just making sure that they've got a good and effective promotional cycle, but also just simple tips like helping to increase conversion. Distraction-free checkouts are a big thing that we've been working on. So just removing all of the noise and the friction that you can often have at a checkout. Nice, clear shipping options or free shipping where possible. But also we're seeing increasing numbers of our clients' customers wanting to spread the cost. So, there are brands that are quite prominent, like here in the UK, like Klarna, but even, brands that don't want to initiate yet another payment gateway and give them more commission. PayPal, very little known, offer, I think it's called Pay with 3, which is the equivalent of spreading the cost of something. And just making those options visible to the customer, really small, quick, simple changes that we've been working on with our clients this year to, rather than trying to drive more traffic, it's just to work more focus with the traffic they're already getting through to the website and getting existing customers to return.
Well, you have so many interesting case studies. Maybe we could focus on one or two to share. I know Reuters was very interesting.
Yeah, I personally love that case study, that client who is still a client of ours today. So Reuters, big global news agency, they came to us with an existing WordPress website, but what had happened over the years was certain aspects of their sort of agency service. So this is the Reuters team that sell their services globally. They had all their products and services sort of fragmented into lots of different microsites. And initially they came to us to say, well, we believe we need to, sort of reconsolidate all of those services into one website. Can you help us? We've sort of been orphaned from our development team who produced our WordPress website, and we were delighted to say, of course. And our approach to the project and the pitch wasn't just to say, well, yes, we've got a very good SEO team here who can ensure that consolidation works very effectively. The main focus for them and their main concern was that user experience to help with conversion. So when we came forward to say, well, we actually believe that we'll also boost search engine visibility as part of that, that was I think the deciding factor, combining the usability with the SEO advancements that that allowed us then crack on with the project. The project director at Reuters then had it approved. The project overall took about 9 months. We were taking different websites off a whole combination of other different CMSs and converting the data into importable tables for WordPress. So very kind of complex, but to see all of those sort of individual products come back together on one website was fantastic. And it was a catalyst for search engine visibility growth, which was fantastic because that's what we assumed would happen in the pitch. Thankfully, it manifested in reality. Yeah. But again, for Reuters agency, they had a very limited team and they were going into all these different WordPress platforms for the core website and all these others, Drupal and Joomla. So to bring everything into one simple system for them was just so logical. And, they're still a client of ours today. We're just in the process now of actually redesigning that WordPress website, which is also exciting, building on those foundations that we set.
Now, the other case study that's coming to mind has a different performance metric, and that's the Broke Backpacker.
Speed. Yes.
Yeah.
They have an incredible backpacking travel blog, and they make their revenue through advertising and product reviews. Already a WP Engine customer, so they're leveraging the platform, but fundamentally they came to us with a very bulky website that had been worked on by, I was told, dozens of developers over the years. Functionality was added to in the form of plugins. Developers were working on top of each other's code, just commenting it out and starting fresh. So it was fair to say it was a little bit of a Frankenstein that needed simplification. They came to us to say, well, look, and this was early on in the pandemic, and they knew that they were going to have some downtime in travel. The demand and appetite for their blog would diminish. And they very smartly invested at the most challenging time to invest when everything was so.
We're not making money.
Nobody's making money.
Let's invest. Yeah.
And they invested and thought now is the perfect time for us to actually really streamline our website. So they came to us and just said, Google's Core Web Vitals are coming. We know we're going to fail those miserably. The number one objective, please, is we want to have a very, very high performant website. And we took that very seriously. There's all the other aspects, around protecting SEO, ensuring good user experience that were all part and parcel of the project. And we looked at the site. They'd got over 50 plugins installed, and as mentioned, the theme just simply needed rebuilding. And what we do at StrategiQ, we have our own minified, sort of really distilled down base theme that we've created that runs faster out of the box than WordPress's theme that comes with it. And we started there, and we developed this fun sort of terminology with them so that we could push back at any time when they said, oh, could we just add that plugin, or could we do this, please? Could we have those images at a high resolution? I don't know if have you seen the film Pearl Harbor?
Yes.
So Pearl Harbor with Josh Hartnett and Ben Affleck, they're trying to fly these little bombers off an aircraft carrier toward the end of the film, and the runway on the aircraft carrier is too short. This is going somewhere, I promise. And so they have to take everything out, the guns, the seats, all the safety equipment, so they can get these little bombers off the aircraft carrier. And therefore, whenever they were trying to add things on or put things back in, we would, because they'd all seen the film and loved it, we would have a joke saying, we're not going to clear the runway if we do this. You've asked us to get you the very light performant website, 100% core web vitals. If you add that back in or bring that in, then we're not going to clear the runway, and you're not going to be able to take off, sort of thing. So we always use that language as a fun way of doing it. But it was successful and it worked. We took their website live. And a few months later, Core Web Vital Visibility came out, and we managed to achieve and maintain 100% scores across the board. But I think the most important thing is the actual perceived speed of the website for users was almost instantaneous. Combined with WP Engine features like the Evercache system, Cloudflare. When users would go to that site, you could noticeably see the delay as everything took time to load. And because of all the work to simplify everything and strip it all back, the site just felt as though it loaded instantly, and you could move between pages and content. And as a result of that, they had higher average time on page, they had lower bounce rates, and people then going on to enjoy and use content. It was so effective. One of the remaining bulky things that they had left on their website was display advertising, and they chose to actually pivot their business 6 months into being live to remove that to get further benefits of page speed, because they were getting a completely different line of revenue coming in from people wanting to advertise and have product reviews on their site because of how their engagement and behavioral metrics had skyrocketed. They were able to sell more inventory on that perspective. So again,
amazing.
Another fantastic case study that we love working on. We handed that project back over to their in-house team and so forth. So even today, I do keep track of that site that launched a couple of years ago, because they're staying true to their word and keeping it very simple as well, which is great.
Well, maybe we could close our conversation today and just share what is getting you excited every day, like what's inspiring you. I know there's so many exciting things happening in digital, but for you personally. Yeah,
I mean, for me personally, there's probably not just any one thing. There's things that also keep me up at night as well, which I'll...
Same thing.
What, for example, Google are doing with, generative search and, SGE, it's sort of daunting how they're trying to, do everything they can to improve the experience, which is great. But, there's a fear at the moment within the industry that those search results and experience is going to reduce the click-through rates to our clients' websites. So there's a lot of jittery people wondering if and as and when that goes live, because at the moment it is just experimentation. They're playing around with AI. So that's in one part concerning, but another part's exciting, that things are moving on and advancing, and people can get the best possible experience when they're looking for information. In terms of what excites me, there's so much going on. Headless, we've been sort of steadily understanding, unlocking, and learning where headless could and should go. And we're talking to clients at the moment who can truly unlock some of the key features of headless. A lot of people have jumped 2 feet first into being headless because that's what they think they need to do and should do, rightly so. Some have done it really well, some have done it not so well. Clients that maybe we haven't built the website for, but we're providing marketing consulting for. But there's a client we're talking to at the moment who have got various different outputs where they want their data to be seen, multiple websites, apps, media inventory systems, and for them to have one central single point of truth for their data, their information, their content, being a luxury brand, and how precise that has to be. That excites me, because it's pairing the right solution with the problem, rather than running headfirst into adopting new technology or a platform, not really knowing if you know how to use it or whether it's actually the right solution for that client. But being that voice, that technical, sort of advisor, that agency that can guide them through that journey. I don't profess to know anywhere near as much as the individual specialists that we're lucky enough to have in our team at Strategic and that are out there. But bringing that team together, helping our clients unlock the right solution and path, that's what gets me out of bed in the morning. That and my young children jumping on me who don't seem to understand that they can stay in bed a little bit longer if they want to.
Yeah, especially on a Saturday, right?
Especially on a Saturday, yeah.
Thank you for being with us today.
My pleasure, yeah, it's been fun. Yeah.
Again, I'm Monica Carvata with Velocitize Talks, and I was here today with James Bavington, CTO of StrategiQ.